Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, coming to you live with the sad news of the passing of George Romero, the originator of Night of the Living Dead, and really the father, grandfather, if you will, of the modern zombie filmic genre as we know it collectively today. And it's just a real thorough bummer to learn that he has passed at the age of 77 due to complications associated with lung cancer. And, news media outlets are covering it. I saw an article from the LA Times, I believe it was, just a little while ago. And it's just a real bummer that we lost this pioneer in this particular, genre of film. And it's not something I can even personally say I'm that acquainted with. It all boils back down to the original 60s Night of the Living Dead for me personally, as far as being such an influential piece that even to this day it's stuck with me how freaky and compelling that movie is. I have put that movie up on top 5 lists of films that have actually shaken me to my core, and it's stuck with me because it boiled back down to that instinctive quality that goes back to the dawn of mankind. You think of cavemen and women living in caves and perusing woods looking for something to eat and having to deal with the mysterious creatures, the unseen noises and things like that were roving around in the plant life and in the shadows and in the dark. And here in this original movie, you had these zombies that were like machines. They were instinctive machines just looking for sustenance, but they were unflinching. They were merciless in how they were hunting and seeking by scent or whatever like that, the living human beings. And it terrified me as a kid. And I would later grow up to be compelled by the actual themography of the story, the character arcs, and everything like that. And it's such a depressing ending that film has, which I won't spoil for you here if you haven't seen. But it was such an amazing tantamount film to me because it made me appreciate that, these were people just like me who went out and made this film. They filmed this, the actors that portrayed all these characters and the people who wrote and concocted this story to be so moving and compelling and meaningful and freaky. And then the actors, the unnamed actors who played all of these various zombies looking very freaky, getting into the role, chewing meat off bones and going after brains and everything. There was no, noises coming from them other than groans. They weren't speaking. They weren't human and cognizant the way we understand it. And so there was something alien and unnerving about them at face value, but at the same time they were like us. They were humans. They were people who had once been living and breathing. And it just, anytime I'm out about at night, there's always that fleeting sense of, wow, you remember how that movie made me feel? There could be something lurking behind that next corner, something behind that fence, something that'll jump out of those bushes. And it's stuck with me. And this is something that, at the foundations of how Romero made a name for himself. This was the tipping point. This was how he became, aware to the public consciousness. And, it's just really a shame to see that he's gone. I have for a long time wanted to be able to go over his filmography and catch up with, I've seen bits and pieces of some of the more modern zombie movies that he's done, had a hand in and such like that, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. Seen bits and pieces on TV, never actually sat down to give them a proper watch. And that's something I definitely have to rectify, especially in now the wake of his untimely passing. It sucks. It sucks that we've lost another pioneer in filmmaking, in filmmaking history and the horror genre and the zombie genre, all that kind of stuff. It's really sad. And I share my best wishes to his family, his friends, his fellow fans, because I'm definitely one. Even if I haven't seen his entire filmography, just going back to that original movie, I've watched it time and time and time again all along the course of my life, and it still holds the same impact, if not the freakiness, the scariness, the compelling nature of the storytelling. And I always find new ways and reasons to appreciate it on rewatches and such like that. So, it's definitely a thorough shame that we lost George R. Romero, and I can only wish him the best. wherever he happens to be. And to all of his family, friends, and fans, I salute you.